Hi, my name is Stephanie and welcome to the... Fun. I didn't want you in my video anyways. Hi, my name is Stephanie and welcome to the Reader Chronicles. Hello everyone! Today I'm going to be showing you my April wrap-up and my May TBR. April was an amazing month for me. While on vacation, I managed to read 8 books and I'm pretty darn proud of myself. Okay, the first book I read was a birthday gift and it was The Road by Cormac McCarthy. This book is about a father and his son traveling through the burned remains of America. The entire world has been devastated by an apocalyptic event that isn't really described in the book. In fact, there's not much of a backstory. You don't even find out the names of the father and the son. They're either referred to as father and son or man and boy. I definitely would not have picked this out for myself, but I'm really glad I read it because it gave me an insight of this beautiful world we're lucky to live in. The next book I read was Het Madden, A Zombie Perspective by Calvin A.L. Miller II. I really loved this book. I found myself geeking out in the beginning because it described all the places I've either lived in or been to. It follows Het Madden, a government worker that gets infected with the rat virus, and this virus makes everyone turn into human-eating monsters. Some of these victims, including Het, retain their intelligence and create huge hordes of infected that march along tracking down healthies to feast on. Now that I've read this, I found myself to be quite the zombie expert, and now I understand all the zombie moves on The Walking Dead. I also ended up reading The Testing by Joelle Charbonneau. This book was so good. First off, because it's dystopian, and I love me some dystopian. I got it at Barnes & Noble's, and I managed to read half of it before I even left the store. That's how good this book is. In this book, Maurizio Vale gets chosen to become part of the testing, which is a brutal and deadly selection process, and the only way to get into the university to become this prestige member society that is trying to revitalize the land after war completely destroys it. This is one of the best dystopian books I have read in a long time. It has action, it's full of death, it has the struggle to survive, and the best part is that there is no love triangle. It has the full package. It does. While on vacation, I managed to read all the current books in the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. The Lunar Chronicles is a sci-fi retelling of fairy tales and has quickly become one of my most favorite series ever. The first book in the series is Cinder, which is a retelling of Cinderella. Then we have Scarlet, which is a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood, Cress, which is a retelling of Rapunzel, and then Ferris, which is a prequel to the series, and it tells the backstory of Queen Levina, who is based on the evil queen of Snow White. Even though each book is based on a different fairy tale, every character we meet is reintroduced into the next book in a hilarious and awesome manner. I could seriously rave on and on about how much I love these books and its characters, but I shall refrain from doing so and move on. So that... shouldn't have done that. The last book I read was The Young Elites by Marie Lu. This book is so different from her Legend series, but that isn't a bad thing. In fact, it's a good thing. It's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. Because in this book, we get to meet the immensely dark Adelina Amatero, a survivor of the blood fever. This fever swept through her nation, it killed her mother, turned her hair silver, and took her own left eye. But in return, it gave her intensely dark, powerful gifts. After finding out she has such dark and powerful gifts, the Dagger Society, which is comprised of those that are gifted, such as Adelina Amatero, take her in and keep her safe while the Inquisition Access hunts her down. This book was so freaking good, and it was also mysterious. Like, I couldn't even figure out the ending, which is something that I can usually do in almost every book I read. So kudos to you, Marie Lu. Kudos to you. That was my wrap up of amazing books that I've read in the month of April, and now let's dig into my TBR books for May. The first thing I'm going to do is finish An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I know that I've said that every book I read is so good and so amazing, but no, this one takes the throne. Like, I can't. I don't even have words to explain how great this book is, and I'm not even finished with it yet. The story is told in two different points of view. Elias, who is a mask and is trying to free himself from the Empire, and Leia, who is doing everything she possibly can in order to save her brother, even if that means going into the belly of the beast without the faintest idea if she'll survive or not. There's romance as well in this book, but it's not the star, for which I'm grateful. I love this story so much, and the world, and the characters, and I don't want to see this end because it is a fantasy standalone, meaning there's not going to be another book to read, meaning after I'm done with this book, the only thing I'm going to have left is fan fiction. I really wish Sabatahir would write a second book. I'm not even done and I want a second book. After reading An Ember in the Ashes and grieving over the finality of the book, I'm going to pick up The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This is going to be my first John Green book, and I've already started it and I'm enjoying it so far. I watched the movie and it left me with puffy eyes and a snotty nose, and if this book doesn't do the same thing, I'm going to be quite disappointed. I'm also going to try to read Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I've heard really great things about this book, and a lot of people have recommended this book to me, which is why I bought it, so I know I'm not going to be disappointed in it at all. Also on the front it says Willy Wonka meets the Matrix, and I love Willy Wonka, and I love the Matrix, so I know I'm just going to love devouring this book. On my free time, I'm going to try to read A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. This is a extremely huge book, so I know I'm not going to finish it. I mean, look how thick it is, and the font is extremely small. I mean, it has, what? Let's see. See how many pages this has? This has 835 pages. Yeah, that's gonna be a doozy. Cat's named Khaleesi, so I have to read this. I have to. I don't have much else planned in reading terms for the month of May. I mean, I'm gonna be pretty busy, and plus we're already past a week in, so whatever happens, happens. Alright, that's it for now. I don't like saying goodbye, so I guess I'll see you later. Cute cat videos. Now, everybody likes cat videos, which means everyone's gonna love Khaleesi, cause she's the queen of dragons, and I could be your dragon.
I don't think she likes your singing.
Queen of dragons!
Queen of dragons!